The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Late, for I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael of Rolling a Double 20, and welcome to the first in a series exploring the world and story of Dragon Age Origins. Well, thanks to the default world of Dragon Age Inquisition, we have a general idea of what is and isn't canon, and that is going to be the focus of this series. While I build my character, let me explain what will be covered going forward. The story, locations, and quests, companion quests and dialogue, unique alternative paths and decisions, and the Stone Prisoner and Return to Alstigard DLCs, just because they do tie into the overall narrative of the game. And finally, we'll discuss what's not going to be covered in this series. Side quests and locations, yes, this does include most of Denerim. Dialogue variations, I'm going to focus on what makes sense to the canon or what gives us the most information going forward. Covering every single dialogue variation would make each episode too long, so I decided not to even bother. Codex entries, I'll show where to find them, but I'm not going to read them for the same reason for the dialogue variations. Too damn long. The elven character you see on screen is going to be the main character. I'm also going to be playing on the easiest difficulty. Simply put, this series is about the story, not the gameplay. Without much further ado, let's explore the story of the Dalish origin.
You were born amidst the Dalish elves, noble wanderers who refused to join the society of humans that subjugated their homeland so long ago. The Dalish travel the land in tightly knit clans, struggling to maintain their half-forgotten lore in a human world that fears and despises them. You spend your time hunting with your clanmate Tamlin in the forests, and as is sometimes the case, your quarry is not always the local wildlife.
It's a Dalish!
And you three are somewhere you shouldn't be.
Let us pass, Elf. You have no right to stop us.
No? We will see about that, won't we? You're just in time. I found these humans lurking in the bushes. Bandits, no doubt.
We aren't bandits, I swear. Please don't hurt us.
You Shemlin are pathetic. It's hard to believe you ever drove us from our homeland.
We've never done nothing to you, Dalish. We didn't even know this forest was yours.
This forest isn't ours, fool. You've stumbled too close to our camp. You Shems are like vermin. We can't trust you not to make mischief. What do you say, Lethaline? What should we do with them?
And with that, we have our first dialogue choices. We could kill them, just let them go, question them, or give them a firm warning. This choice has hardly any impact, but it does set up the characters you're going to play. I decided to question them for more information. Let's find out what they're doing here.
Does it matter? Hunting or banditry, we'll need to move camp if we let them live.
Look, we didn't come here to be trouble. We just found a cave.
Yes, a cave. With ruins like I've never seen. We thought there might be,
Treasure? So you're more akin to thieves than actual bandits.
If you've been there, you should have treasure to prove it.
But I have proof. Here, we found this just inside the entrance.
This stone has carvings. Is this Elvish? Written Elvish?
There's more in the ruins. We didn't get very far in, though.
Why not?
There was a demon. It was huge with black eyes. Thank the Maker we were able to outrun it.
A demon. Where is this cave?
Just off the west, I think. There's a cave in the rock face and a huge hole just inside.
Well, do you trust them? Shall we let them go?
You frightened them enough. They won't bother us.
Run along then, Shems. And don't come back until we Dalish have moved on.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, shall we see if there's any truth to this story? These carvings make me curious.
Shouldn't we inform the keeper?
She might be interested in these carvings, but let's see if there's anything more before we get excited. Besides, we're already here. Now, they said it was to the west.
We stand on a forest path. Now, I did destroy all reward items because I thought it would be unfair for me to use them. We can easily follow the path. As this is a tutorial, there are no side paths to explore. And it's not long before we fight our first enemies. Zombies.
As you say. Away with you! No glory in bloodshed. Gain the advantage!
Who dropped a healing potion? Where was he carrying that? Just past them is a dead hollow. Essentially a deer. And we get a bit of information on said hollow. But this isn't part of the story, so we'll skip it for now. Next, we have the reason I'm playing a rogue. It's so I can open up every chest I see. And in this one is just an elvish dagger. Turning right down the path that leads us to a tree stump, which gives us more info on the Brazilian forest. one elf root. If we like the idea of making potions, can be found on the right side. And another can be shortly found on the left. Just past this pile of rubble is where we get some minor loot.
This must be the cave. I don't recall seeing this before, do you?
No, I don't, and I don't think we should go alone.
There's nobody else here, and I'm not running back for help unless there's something worth making a fuss over. Come on, let's at least see what's there. How dangerous could it be?
Famous last words. And we have no choice but to enter the mysterious cave. Let's be real, this is
Come on
stupid of
already, let's
Tamlin.
look for this
You'd
cave.
think growing up in a
You
hunter
said it was
clan
to
he
the
would know the
west.
dangers of such a place. My first thought is maybe he's trying to impress us, but I'm not sure. Anyways, we enter the cave.
It looks like the Shem was telling the truth. But these ruins look more human than elven.
After his insight, we continue down a small path into a room. And spiders.
Quickly, we must fight!
After killing and looting some money off their corpses, we can explore the room. Far to the left in this nook is another chest that requires a rogue to open. Inside is a longbow. And on the right side of the room, just behind a pillar, is a pile of bones we can loot, with not much in them. We can open a door to the north, which leads to a split. Now, right or left? Let's go left for now. Down the hallway in, and to another right, we see a door. We hear spiders behind said door. No time to waste.
Look there.
Let's take them out. And I accidentally set off a trap.
Wary. Now we do battle.
After killing the spiders, we find ourselves in quite a large room. In one corner is an easy to miss cocoon on the ceiling. Oh, come on, really? I see a door at the far end, but let's check out this door first. What? Okay, let's go check out the other door. Opening it, we enter a long hallway. Damn it, another trap. Failed to see. Ow. More spiders. Quick, we need to loot these bones
I
first.
shall do it.
Not really, but I couldn't help myself.
Best.
This time I detected a trap and went to disarm it, so it couldn't interfere with the fight.
I must be. Very
After
well.
looting the dead, we can enter the next room, which is just like the last one. Almost missed another cocoon there. Hugging the right
It's a trap.
side, we discover another trap. Big experience. Continuing is another pile of bones to loot. The rune.
I shall do it.
I had a feeling this hallway led us back to the beginning, so I went to check my suspicions. And yep, this was the right path in the first fork. Only one path left, we can go down. Along the way, we see corpses all over the ground. It's like they were dead for quite some time.
I can't believe this. You recognize this statue, don't you?
In the middle of the hallway, Tamlin stops us at a statue. It's worn, but it looks vaguely familiar.
Back when our people lived in Arlathan, statues like these honored the creators. When the Shems enslaved us, much of that lore was lost. This looks like human architecture, with the statue of our people. Can these ruins date back to the time of Arlathan?
Yes, but there isn't much left down here.
Yes. Time and decay take their toll. Still, there's bound to be something of value.
I went down the remaining hallway and lo and behold, this is the same locked door from before. Which confuses me because it says I can open it, but I get the message insufficient skill. See, normally when you can't open a lock, it'll be grayed out even if you're a rogue like me. So either this is bad design or a bug. I even checked my skills to make sure I could indeed unlock it. Heading back to the middle of that hallway earlier, we see a door to our left. Approaching it. Oh no, another trap. This time it's poison. The dead corpses we saw earlier. Rise to attack. Tamlin, I swear if I die here...
Time for a little Were those walking corpses? This place is haunted.
It shall be done.
Despite that very clear warning, we press on and open the next door. Twisted evil bear attacks us.
I shall do it. Come, let us end this!
Time for a little fun! By the creators! What was that thing?
An evil bear monster, Tamlin. Good news, I leveled up. And we have one last room to explore. To our side is a rubble pile with rubbish. Should call it a rubbish pile. I tried to save the mirror for last, so I searched the coffin first, but as I started to head into the next hallway, Tamlin had other ideas.
You aren't going to leave without taking a closer look at the mirror, are you?
Oddly, the cutscene shows me in the door we came in, not the hallway I was leaving to. I'll come back and look at it later.
I want to look at it now. It's the only thing we've seen in here that isn't broken. I wonder what this writing is for. Maybe this isn't... Hey, did you see that? I think something moved inside the mirror.
Get away from it, Tamlin.
Hold on, I just want to know what it is. Don't you see it? There it is again. Can you feel that? I think it knows we're here. I just need to take a closer look. It's showing me places. I can see some kind of city. Underground. And there's a great blackness. It saw me. Help! I can't look away!
Can you hear me? I am very sorry.
You're awake! You've the god's own luck, Lethalon. You're back at camp. Everyone is worried sick about you. How do you feel?
Worried? Where is Tamlin?
We don't know. The Shem who brought you here saw no sign of him.
There was a human?
A Shem brought you back 2 days ago. You don't remember him?
I've been here for 2 days?
He was a Grey Warden and appeared out of nowhere with you slung over his shoulder. You were delirious with fever. He said that he found you outside a cave in the forest, unconscious and alone. He left you here and ran off again. The Keeper's been using the old magic to heal you.
Is anyone looking for Tamlin?
Of course. Most of the hunters are off looking for him right now. But the Keeper wanted to talk to you as soon as you awoke. Stay here. I'll get her.
I see you are awake, Dalan. It is fortunate Duncan found you when he did. I know not what dark power held you, but it nearly bled the life from you. It was difficult even for my magic to keep you alive.
I kept telling Tamlin that we should go back.
Do not worry, Dalan. Even I might have been intrigued enough by such a cave to explore it further. Duncan thought there may have been darkspawn creatures inside the cave. Is that true?
There are walking corpses and other strange monsters.
Walking corpses? Dark magic, but not darkspawn. I know not what the other creatures might have been. What else did you find? What is the last thing you remember?
A mirror. Tamlin touched it.
A mirror. And it caused all this? I have never heard of such a thing in all the lore we have collected. I was hoping for answers when you woke, but there are only more questions. And Tamlin remains missing. He is more important than any lore in these ruins. If he is as sick as you were, his condition is grave. Duncan returned to the cave to search for darkspawn, but we cannot rely on him to look for Tamlin as well. We must go ourselves, and quickly. Do you feel well enough to show us the way, Dalan? Without you, we will not find it.
I don't know. Is my sickness gone?
Your fever broke, and the signs of whatever illness snared you are gone. But truthfully, I don't know if you are free from it or not. I wish I knew more. Still, you seem well enough now. We must watch your condition, but without you we will not find this cave.
Then I'm ready to go.
I am relieved to hear it. I am ordering the clan to pack the camp so we can go north. Take Merrill with you to the cave. Find Tamlin if you can, but do it swiftly.
Why do you want me to take Merrill?
Merrill knows a degree of my magic. Tamlin's chances of surviving the journey back are greater with her help. I also wish for Merrill to see this cave and mirror. She has a sense for these things, and could shed light on the nature of this illness.
But doesn't Merrill risk getting ill as well?
You recovered, and Merrill will too. Still, be careful. Should you come upon this strange mirror again, do not touch it.
Are you not interested in the ruins or the mirror?
I would be lying if I said I was not. But whatever knowledge lies in that cave is not worth our children. I send you back with hopes of finding Tamlin, and that is all.
The clan is leaving.
If there is any truth to what Duncan said, then Darkspawn may show up in these parts soon. We must get away from that horde. But that is not our only concern. Did you encounter any other humans out in the forest?
Yes, actually. Is it important?
Although you hurt no one, these humans roused their nearby village against us. As everywhere, our people are not welcome here. We have stayed too long, and we must move on, quickly.
You're going to let these Shemlin drive us off?
Our clan could slaughter their entire village if we cared to, but at the cost of bringing their king's rage down on our heads. These people are simple and have simple fears. This is their land, so we will go peacefully.
Take Merrill to the cave and find him. Got it.
Go quickly, for Tamlin's life hangs in the balance.
I need more equipment before I can go.
Master Island can help you. Go to him and ask to see his stock.
I'm curious about the Darkspawn you mentioned.
Remember that Tamlin needs your help.
Didn't the Grey Wardens defeat the Darkspawn long ago?
They destroyed the last horde of Darkspawn to threaten the surface centuries ago. It doesn't mean they extinguished them all.
You think this cave was a Darkspawn lair?
Darkspawn are savage, uncultured creatures, more akin to locusts than men. They may have befouled the cave, but they did not build what is there. From the Warden's description, it may have been a temple devoted to an old god. Should we return, I may see it for myself.
Why did the Grey Warden think I had met a Darkspawn?
Darkspawn are filthy, diseased beasts that taint the very air around them. The Grey Warden seemed to think your illness came from this taint. Since you did not meet any Darkspawn, I don't see how that could be. No doubt he was mistaken.
What is a darkspawn? I've never seen one.
They are mostly boogeymen, used to frighten human children. In modern times, they are rarely seen on surface lands. But rumor holds that great numbers dwell in the ancient tunnels of the Draganlan, the dwarves. They obliterate all that is in their path. Like a plague of locusts, they spread disease and misery when they come to the surface. An event to be feared, without doubt.
Could that bear-like monster have been a darkspawn?
The old tomes say darkspawn come in as many varieties as surface creatures. They also say that many darkspawn are seen only during what the humans call a blight. Perhaps your bear monster was one of those.
I've no more questions about the darkspawn.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
I have questions about this Grey Warden.
When Tamlin's life is at stake? Ah, very well.
I thought they disappeared.
Not quite, Dalish. After they defeated the Darkspawn long ago, the Grey Warden's numbers diminished greatly over the centuries. It seems the humans have little use for them if Darkspawn aren't actively raising their lambs. I suppose the thought of Darkspawn returning one day did not occur to them.
And they have returned?
The Grey Warden thinks so. A war may be in the offing. If so, we must get as far away from it as possible.
Could we not help in battle?
Let the humans fight their battles, as we must fight our own.
Why do you believe anything the Shemlin says?
He seemed honorable, and his care for your safety speaks well of him. I trust my judgment.
How did he know where to bring me?
He said he had been looking for our clan, and had a hint of our whereabouts. As I said, you were fortunate. It is possible he sought a volunteer to join their order.
Dalish have joined the Grey Wardens before?
Indeed. The Grey Wardens once consisted of the best from all races. I know of no Dalish joining them since the days of the Darkspawn Wars, however.
What if he asked for one?
It would be a great honor, though I don't know why any Dalish would choose such a life. Regardless, he has not asked.
Are these Grey Wardens great warriors?
They are the best and most noble of all races, Dalish. Few can achieve their standards.
I've no more questions about the Grey Warden.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
Goodbye. With all that, we can talk to Fenrir, the elf who was talking to us as soon as we awoke. First, I must open this sack.
Is the Keeper sending you back to that cave to look for Tamlin?
Yes, I'm going with Meryl.
I want to go with you. Keeper Marathari probably won't approve, but I can help find Tamlin.
I'm only supposed to take Meryl.
Tamlin's my friend too. I want to help find him. If Meryl can risk it, so can I.
Alright, come with us.
Good. I'll follow you. Just to make sure Meryl doesn't go running to the Keeper when you tell her I'm coming.
Now, we could take him without telling the Keeper, but I don't want to get yelled at, plus it really doesn't affect the story.
I see you have not left with Meryl yet. Is there something you need?
I want to bring Fenrir with me.
Fenrir? Are you certain? I'm already putting Meryl at risk. I don't want to lose you too.
I want to help Keeper. If we can find Tamlin, it's worth the risk.
Very well, then. You have my permission. And thank you for asking for it.
Off to the side of the Keeper is a pile of sacks. Exploring the camp a little further down is a scroll on a bench. More lore. This time the City of Elves. Standing at the campfire is a named elf, Pavel.
So you have returned to us, Dalen. We are grateful you are whole and well.
Glad to be here as well, Haran. Quick aside, Haran means elder.
So you should be. What were you two thinking, wandering into that cave without first coming to tell the Keeper?
Tamlin's idea, not mine.
Tamlin's idea, huh? And you've no mind of your own. I suppose your youth can be forgiven. Sadly, Tamlin pays the price. Losing you would be a terrible crime, Dalen. You belong to more than just yourself, or do you not remember? Let us tell these children of the fall of the Dales. You can honor me by sharing in the telling.
Certainly, Haran.
Come then. Help me as I go along. Children, Hear of the fall of the Dales. Hear the tale of what makes you Dalish. Would you care to begin, Dalen?
Man, I wish to pick the bottom option here, but no, we must focus on the story. Short's idea? Long ago, we were slaves to the humans.
Yes. Slaves to a terrible empire the humans built on the darkest magic. When it fell, we became free. We built a homeland in the Dales, worshipping the creators, and rebuilding the culture and history we lost in our long years of slavery.
But the humans wouldn't let us free.
They were resentful, because we would not worship their gods, and because we put our people first. Over the years, their nations grew cold toward the Dales. In their eyes, we were blasphemers and cruel tyrants.
Then humans declared war on the Dale.
And so the Dales fell. They took our lands and dispersed our people, forcing us to live in their cities and abandon our gods. But many of us refused to relinquish our ways. We instead chose to scatter to the winds, wandering the lands.
We chose wandering the lands rather than letting the humans rule.
To survive and preserve our culture, the clans stay apart until the day the Elvenon have a homeland once more.
We shall return to the old ways to those that lost them.
We are the Dalish, keepers of the lost lore, walkers of the lonely path.
We are the last of the Elvenhon. Never again shall we submit.
Thank you for your forbearance, Dalen. You remember both the tale and the Oath of the Dales perfectly. I will let you get back to your tasks. I pray you find Tamlin quickly.
And we can ask Gravel a ton of questions. Did elves ever live in caves?
I've never heard of such a thing. But in the days of ancient Arlathan, we lived free and spread far across the continent. We were as varied as the Shemlin, though fewer in number. Perhaps some of us lived in caves then, but all knowledge from that era is lost.
What do you know about the Darkspawn?
Only that they eat living flesh and lurk in underground tunnels, once ruled by the Dergenlen, the dwarves. In the last blight long ago, the Grey Wardens all but wiped them out. Should they return, all races will shudder.
What do you know about the Grey Warden?
The one who brought you back? Very little. He seemed decent enough as humans go. As for Grey Wardens, they're heroes without a doubt. Members of our own clan joined their ranks in ages past.
I would like to hear more about our history.
Now that's something I rarely hear. Of course.
Bear with me. More questions. Tell me about Arlathan.
Ah, yes. The Lost City. Before the Shemlen enslaved us, even before they came to this part of the world, our people lived in glorious Arlathan. Legends say that our ancestors were immortal, and we possessed magic the Shemlen could only dream of.
Do no books record our history?
When the humans enslaved us, they took away our language, our history, and our immortality. We quickened to the pace of life and retained nothing of ourselves. We were slaves for so long that even when we became free, there was little for us to recover. If books still exist, I do not know of them.
Why do Shem allow us to live if they hate us?
Perhaps they have no choice. Dalish clans are scattered to the winds and rarely gather, which makes us difficult for any organized effort to destroy. And why bother? We have nothing they want. No land, no treasure. And we always move on, allowing no one to grow too angry with us. Some might see this as cowardly, but we are proud. We are the last, and we will survive.
What happened to the elves that didn't join the Dalish?
They remain in human cities, forgetting all they once had. We call them Flat Ears, but they differ little from their Shemlen masters. A few may return, but we must accept that they know nothing of the lore, or why we keep it.
Do you think we'll ever find another homeland?
We can hope to find a new home one day, where the Dalish and the Flat Ears will build a land greater even than Arlathan. We shall teach the Flat Ears the lore they lost, and perhaps they will teach us to understand the Shemlen at last. That is the only way we shall truly live in peace.
That's all, thank you.
Then I'm sure you have much to do. Unless you've other questions.
No,
Of course.
bye.
May the gods guide your path, Dalen.
After that lore dump, make the Dalish great again, we can continue exploring the camp. Just past a few bushes, we find a book, though it's not there. Well, it's not Elvish lore for some reason. Moving on. We find 4 containers. The first has having some armor inside. The second, we must be a rogue to open, and it has another dagger. The third does require a key, even if you're a rogue. And a scroll on a stool right next to it. Hey, written words. By, I'm assuming, Dalish about Arlathan. Finally, we open the last chest. Again, you must be a rogue. In my game, it was a... I went to explore. While in search mode, I saw a strange floating text and went to the far end of the camp to see a statue of the Dreadwolf.
It shall be done.
Heading back, I did miss something, but I'll get back.
It's good to see you healthy.
Exploring this little animal pen, we find another named elf. First, I went to collect a bit of lore on this headless statue, mother of the Hala. But where's her head? Anyways, let's talk to Marin.
Anathara, it's good to see you recovered.
How are you faring, Marin?
They fare well. The Keeper called for the clan to move on, and they will be ready to take us. One is heavy with calf, but it shouldn't be a problem. May I ask of Tamlin's fate? Some say the clan will leave before we find him.
We're going to find him, don't worry.
The Hala mourn our fallen. No sound is more heart-wrenching than their mourning cry. At least they won't be crying over you. They are quite fond of you.
They are your friends, then?
They're more friends than servants. We do not dominate them as the Shemlin do their horses and dogs. At any rate, I do not envy the Keeper's decision. I'll pray for Tamlin's safe return.
Just across the way from Marin is another alcove of the camp, just past some stairs. We'll go down those later. Just on the entrance of the alcove is a crate we can loot. On the other side, we find Master Island, who the Keeper briefly mentioned earlier.
I'm glad you've recovered. Once we find Tamlin, we can concentrate on the journey northward.
Thank you for the bow, Master Island. It is light and sturdy, much better than the one I made last year.
You are more than welcome. My father made it and used it in battle against the Clane tribes.
I will carry it with honor.
And if we have at least 1 point in cohesion, we can ask Island for a bow. Could I ask you for a bow, Master Island?
One of my own crafting, perhaps?
Yes, thank you.
It may not have a history, but you'll provide one for it soon enough, yes?
May I see your crafts?
Of course. Take whatever you need.
Which leads to a shop menu.
Ah, back again?
Why would you give away your father's bow?
We are all the same clan. His hand is as my hand. I have relinquished nothing. It was my father who first spoke of the Vir Tanadal, the 3 ways of the hunter. The first is the Vir Asan, the way of the arrow, to reach for our goal unrelenting. The second is the Vir Borasan, the way of the bow, to bend, but not to break. The last is the Vir Adalen, the way of the wood. We are as ancient as the forests, each tree a part of the greater land. All Dalish are united in this. One day, we shall have a homeland again.
I would like to hear the story of your father's battle.
Then I am proud to tell it. Our clan was one of the first to flee the Dales. When we came to Ferelden, the fiercest of the Shemlin were the barbarians known as the Clane. We didn't wait for them to attack us. Every Dalish clan in Ferelden united to bring the battle to them.
We attacked them first?
They were barbarians without honor. They would have slain us without a second thought. The ensuing battle went well for us. That day, we carved out our reputation of being the deadliest archers. Our arrows won us the right to wander these woods at will. It was this very bow that my father used that day.
Thank you for the tale, Master Island, and especially the bow. I will honor its history.
Bye.
May the creators guide your path.
After talking to Island, we hug the left side where we find a totem on top of a barrel. Lore about a craft god. By the crate we looted is another scroll. Almost missed this one. Arathan Part 2. Heading to the end of the alcove, we see two named elves practicing archery. I explored to the far left for a bit and found a scroll I couldn't interact with. At the base of the statue. Okay, let's go talk to those archers, huh? Junior and Paul.
Ah, it's good you're well. You weren't here when Paul arrived, were you?
I've heard of you. Everyone is talking about you and the other missing hunter. A Grey Warden brought you back here.
You're not Dalish, are you?
That obvious, is it? I just found your camp a couple of days ago. A lucky thing. I heard rumors in a nearby human village that a Dalish camp was close, and I hope to find your hunters in the forest.
You were fortunate I didn't shoot you, Paul. I thought you were a Shem, and a bandit at that. You're not the first city elf to rejoin his people. I'm sure you'll find life among us more satisfying than with the Shems, if no less harsh.
In the alienage, we hear terrible stories about the Dalish. They aren't true, right?
Prove yourself useful, and this will be your home.
I'll do my best. I hope we find your missing friend very soon. It was good to meet you. Perhaps I'll get to hunt with you someday.
And we can ask even more questions. Yay! Why did you leave the city?
I got into trouble for stealing. I'm not a thief. We just never really had a choice. Mother was a maid, and I was lucky if I could get work at the docks. You make a living however you can, right? When Mother died, I got drunk and was caught picking a guard's pocket. They were going to hang me, but I escaped and, well, here I am.
You won't have to resort to that anymore.
I'll do my best to adjust and fit in. I never dreamed you'd be so welcoming. I thought at best you might hide me for a bit. I'm glad I was wrong.
I've never been to a Shem city. What's it like?
You've never been to a city? Surely you've at least visited a town.
We occasionally trade with the Shemlin in small villages, but only a few in the clan can undertake that task.
I can't imagine never having seen a city. It's crowded, with buildings all squeezed together. There are people everywhere, and it always stinks.
And elves live there?
Only if they're servants. Most of us live in a part of the city called an alienage, separated from the humans by walls. That's where all the poorest folk live. Laborers, dock hands, and thieves. And that's if you're lucky.
That hardly sounds like freedom.
We don't think about it like that. To most folks, that's just how it is.
Do city elves learn how to fight? Or shoot a bow?
Andraste's mercy, no. No one is allowed to walk around with any weapon. Fighting just gets you arrested. And I've never had to leave the city before. Much less learn how to hunt.
We hear that you don't know how to be elven.
Well, back in the city we hear the same about you. Stories about Dalish bandits attacking people for no reason.
We would never resort to banditry.
I'm just saying that's what we hear. And it's elves who say these things too, not humans.
They just don't know the truth.
Even if they did, I honestly don't think most of them would want to leave. Wandering and hunting doesn't sound like much of a life.
At least they would live as free men, and as equals.
Maybe. But to most elves I know, the only difference between them and humans is how much coin they have. Coin is the great equalizer, not living free.
I should go.
Of course. I hope to see you again.
Now we head down those stairs from earlier. At the bottom is another chest. Again, you must be a rogue to open it. Just to the left. of the chest is another of our clanmates, a chalet.
By the creators, it is so good to see you whole and well. I was so worried.
You really shouldn't worry about me.
I can't help it, dear. I've raised you since your poor mother died. I've been outside the Keeper's tent the whole time. I have never been so relieved as when I heard you would pull through. What happened? Everyone says Tamlin may be dead.
He's missing, that's all we know for now.
That's awful. He's been a good friend to you since you were fledglings. You must be more careful. Your mother and father, may they rest in peace, would be horrified to see you take such risks.
You've never spoken of my parents' chalet?
What happened to them is a sad tale, and it's in the past. Reopening old wounds benefits no one.
And we have to persuade her to tell us our parents' tragic backstory. Why is she waiting till now to tell us this? Something we deserve to know. What Mahario, our character, is what, in her early 20s, older if we choose? Fuck you, Ashani, you failed to tell Mahario her fucking history. It'd be one thing if she declined to hear it. It's another to hold on to it for years as Mahario became an adult. Bitch. Don't we strive to learn our past?
True. Perhaps you're old enough to hear this, though it hardly seems like the right time.
Is there ever a good time?
Very well. If I do not tell you now, you'll only wonder. Your mother was a hunter, one of the finest, and your father was the keeper before Marathari. He was with us for a very long time. Your mother was from another clan, and her elders did not approve of the match. She and your father had to meet in secret. One day, bandits caught them alone in the forest. Your father was killed, but your mother escaped.
Humans killed my father?
Yes, but also city elves, too. Those of our kind living with humans do not hold to the old ways. Your mother held to life long enough to give birth to you. But grief racked her heart. One night she simply walked into the moonlight and never returned.
My mom abandoned me?
She just couldn't carry on without your father. The clan decided not to discuss this around you, lest it poison your heart with sadness.
You should have told me.
Our people have learned to live with much sorrow. It seemed only right that we not dwell on it. Your mother did leave you a gift. Something of your father's for you to have once you are older. Perhaps the time has come.
You've only remembered this just now.
I was waiting for the right time, until you were grown. But you are grown now, aren't you? Take this key. You'll see some chests behind the storage Aravel by the Halapan. One of them was your mother's. Its contents are yours if you wish.
You remember that chest that was locked? So thoroughly that my rogue abilities couldn't open it? Yep, that's the chest she's referring to. Let's see what Mom left for us.
As you
Not
say.
much. Thanks, Mom. To the left of our chalet is some stairs we can take to get to the next part of the camp. We see Marrow standing next to an Aravel. Think of them as a medieval RV. Anyways, behind this one is a note on Aravels. Alright. With all the named elves talked to except Miro, we can talk to her to get the story rolling. Yes, all the elves before, you don't need to talk to any except Marrow to continue. I just wanted to go through each level with a fine-tooth comb.
The Keeper told me I'm to accompany you back to those caves. As her apprentice, I may see something you missed. But our main objective is to find Tamlin, of course. We must make haste. He may not have much time.
How much did the Keeper tell you?
Enough to pique my interest and my concern. You can explain the rest on the way.
Aren't you worried about getting sick?
A little, but the Keeper cured you. How dangerous could it be? Even if I get sick, finding Tamlin or something valuable will be worth it.
Fenril is coming with us. Any objections?
That depends on the Keeper. I thought we're supposed to go alone.
The Keeper's fine with it.
That's good enough for me. Now, are we...
How much of our Lord do you know?
Less than I'd like to. I know some of our old magic, as the Keeper does, and I'll know about these relics if I see them. The Keeper isn't sending me to collect anything, however. We're worried about Tamlin.
Alright, let's head out.
Then let us make haste while daylight lasts.
And with that, we are on the path where Tamlin intimidated those humans at the beginning. Nothing for it, let's go. And it isn't long before we're attacked, but not by wolves, but by Genlox.
Is that all you got?
What were those things? Were those Darkspawn?
You're asking me?
I've never seen anything like them. You can smell the evil on them. Where did they come from? Were they here before?
Maybe the mirror had something to do with it.
What would Darkspawn have to do with our people? The stories say our Lathan fell long before the Darkspawn appeared. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Let's hope we don't find any more of these monsters. Before we go, are you all right? Were you hurt during the fight?
I'm fine. Why do you ask?
You do look quite pale now that Meryl's mentioned it.
Nothing. Forget I said anything. Let's go.
After looting the dead, we continue on. And this time, instead of just a dead Hana, we find a campfire.
I wonder whose camp this is. Do you remember it being here?
Maybe it belongs to the Shem?
You're probably right. Didn't he say he was headed back to the cave? If so, he's not here now. And we've seen no sign of Tamlin. Maybe we should... Wait. Do you hear that?
No forest creatures. It's too quiet.
Exactly. The forest is too... still. Something's in the air. Something unnatural.
Perhaps we'll see more walking corpses.
Would they come outside the cave? That would... not be good.
That's an understatement.
The sooner we find this cave and Tamlin, the sooner we can leave. Take us there quickly. The Darkspawn have
And not too long, we're attacked again by more Genlots.
Very well.
We can't let this stop us! I'll make short work of you! Put you in your place!
Please.
Looting more dead and heading to the cave. Re-entering the cave, we go down the exact same hallway to the first room.
So these are the ruins. Interesting. They're definitely of human origin, yet elven artifacts are scattered amongst them. Nothing explains the monsters, though. But we must find Tamlin, or what's left of him. I can't imagine he's still alive with those creatures about.
Don't talk like that. You don't know.
You're right. We should explore farther before I go on about my fears. I'm sorry.
The Genlox here are dead. So instead of rehashing my instructions, I'm just going to explain what's new in each room/hallway. In the room to the right is 3 more Genlox.
There! 4 of the fiends ahead!
In the left room, another 3 Genlox.
As you say.
Come, let us end this!
Very well. As you say.
Have you no concern for your own existence?
And that same damn door
I
won't
shall
open.
do it. It shall be.
In the last hallway, just before the mirror room, is a small Genlock squad, and one is an emissary.
We have to get past these things!
I shall do it. It shall be.
Looting them, only the emissary had anything decent. Going back to the door after that one, somehow both Meryl and Fenrir managed to find the traps, even though I walked that path before. My rogue should have seen those. Must be bugged. Last room, the mirror room. Oh, Duncan killed all these Genlocks. Alright.
So you were the one fighting Darkspawn. I thought I heard combat. You're the elf I found wandering the forest, aren't you? I'm surprised you have recovered.
If you heard fighting, why didn't you help?
I would have, had I not been battling them myself. Not all the kills here were yours, as you can see. My name is Duncan, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you. The last time we spoke, you were barely conscious.
Andarana Tishan, Duncan of the Grey Wardens. I am Meryl, the Keeper's apprentice.
And I am Fenrir. Did you come here alone, human? Battling all those creatures?
Yes, though I must admit you took a great deal of pressure off me. Your keeper did not send you after me, did she? I told her I would be in no danger.
We're looking for our brother, Tamlin.
So, you and your friend Tamlin both entered this cave, and you saw this mirror?
You found some trace of Tamlin?
No, nor do I think I will. The Grey Wardens have seen artifacts like this mirror before. It is Tevinter in origin, used for communication. Over time, some of them simply break. They become filled with the same taint as the Darkspawn. Tamlin's touch must have released it. It's what made you sick. And Tamlin too, I presume.
Can we fix it?
Unfortunately, no. It will taint all those who come near it now.
I do not fear this sickness. The Keeper knows how to cure it.
She may have weakened it, but she cannot cure it. Your recovery is only temporary. I can sense the sickness in you, and it is spreading. Look inside yourself, and you will see.
Then what should I do?
First, we deal with the mirror. It is a pestilence and a threat. It is done. Now let's leave this cursed place. I must speak with the Keeper immediately regarding your cure.
What about Tamlin?
There is nothing we can do.
I'm still alive. He could be too.
Let me be very clear. There is nothing you can do for him. He's been tainted for 3 days now, unaided. Through your Keeper's healing arts and your own willpower, you did not die, but Tamlin has no chance. Trust me when I say that he is gone. Now we should return.
Can we leave the cave like this? I mean, is it safe?
With the mirror destroyed, I doubt the Darkspawn will return.
Can we return later and search through the ruins? We could learn from many things here besides the mirror.
The cave is not safe. Everything here was exposed to the mirror's taint. If your people must come here, they should cleanse it with fire.
Why not just tell me what the cure is?
It's not that simple. I would tell you more, but I must first speak with your Keeper.
I still want to look around.
If you prefer, I can wait outside while you look around, but I assure you, he will not be here. I suggest, however, leaving sooner rather than later. You are sick, whether you feel it or not, and it does you no good to linger.
I just want to be sure.
As you wish. I will see you back at camp.
With that, we can finally explore the hallway behind the mirror. And to my knowledge, this is the only way to explore it. And get this locked chest. At the end of the hallway is another locked chest. Opening it for a crabby weapon. What's this? Oh god, undead. And we have to fight our way out.
I shall do it.
Thankfully, the stone was one use only. So I thought the stone might unlock the door, but nope. How? Meryl, how did you do that? Let's just leave. Oh, you've gotta be effing kidding me.
Very well.
I'm relieved you have returned, and I did not expect to see you again so soon, Duncan.
I was not expecting to return so soon either, Keeper.
Dare I ask of Tamlin? What did you find of him?
Nothing. He's gone.
I see. Meryl, what about the mirror? Did you bring anything back?
I can answer that, Keeper. I destroyed the mirror.
I intended to use it to find a cure for this mysterious illness. I trust you had good reasons for your actions.
There is much to discuss, Keeper. I have learned a great deal since I was last here.
Let us speak privately within my Aravel, then, Duncan. Meryl, warn the hunters. If Darkspawn are about, I want the clan prepared.
Manuvinen, Keeper. Right away.
Dalen, allow me some time to speak with Duncan. Seek us out at my Aravel later, and we can discuss your cure.
We can't discuss it now?
Because I must talk to your Keeper first. It will not take long.
Tell Haren Pyvel what has occurred. He now has the sad task of preparing a service for the dead. Follow me, Duncan. I'm eager to hear what you have to say.
And we are back at camp, talking with Fenrir.
I wish we could have found Tamlin. If those creatures... Oh, I can't bear to think about that. Why do you think the Grey Warden won't tell you about this cure? It seems rather cruel to withhold it.
I have no idea.
Keeper Marathari won't let him withhold it. I say we get your cure, move the clan north, and put this all behind us.
And I realized I missed the thing from earlier. Another totem on top of a Harvel. God of Vengeance. Nice. I decided to see who I could talk to further, such as Meryl.
I wish we'd had more time to examine those artifacts. Perhaps another time if the Keeper thinks it's wise.
Marin?
You bring sad news. The Hala can sense it. They are restless and paw at the ground.
Island?
I see you have not returned with young Tamlin. Are we to assume the worst?
I didn't find him, but I don't think he's dead.
If he is as sick as you were, I wonder. Sadly, it seems we will be leaving him behind soon, regardless. I know you and Tamlin were friends. My condolences on your loss.
Thank you, Island.
May the Creators guide your path.
Junar and Paul?
I'm training Paul. He'll have to learn how to handle that bow quickly.
It was good to meet you. Perhaps I'll get to hunt with you someday. Of course. I hope to see you again.
A chalet?
Oh, thank the Creators you're safe. I questioned the Keeper's wisdom at sending you off while you're still sick, but my doubts were misplaced. Tamlin isn't with you. Is it as everyone fears?
We never found his body.
Oh dear. This is horrible news. Please take care of yourself and get better. We can't bear to lose anyone else.
The Grey Warden knows of a cure.
That's good. I thought the shaman's arrival was a bad omen, but perhaps I was wrong. I will see you soon, my dear. You make me very proud.
Seems I missed something else. A scroll at the edge of camp.
As you say.
The Dales. And all that's left is Pavel.
So you return with the Grey Warden, but without Tamlin. What happened, Dalen? Is he truly lost to us?
It's my fault. I failed the clan.
You've done nothing of the sort, Dalen. Do not blame yourself. It seems the will of the creators that I sing the dirge for those I held in my arms as babes. I think I know why our immortal ancestors would sleep. Swiftly do stars burn a path across the sky, hastening to place one last kiss upon your eye. Tenderly land enfolds you in slumber, softening the rolling thunder. Dagger now sheathed, bow no longer tense. During this, your last hour, only silence.
Will you prepare a service for Tamlin, please?
Of course. We've no body to return to the soil, but we shall still sing for Tamlin. The creators must come to guide him to the beyond. Tell the Keeper, it shall be done before the clan is ready to move on.
But what if he isn't dead?
We shall sing for him anyway, and pray he does not suffer. I ask only one thing, if I may. This Grey Warden, you have met him now, yes? Is he a good man?
He seems honorable before Shem.
Interesting. What is it he talks to the Keeper about, I wonder? Perhaps you should go and ask. Of course. May the gods guide your path, Dalen.
Only thing left is to talk to the Keeper and Duncan.
Your Keeper and I have spoken, and we've come to an arrangement that concerns you. My order is in need of help. You are in need of a cure. When I leave, I hope you will join me. You would make an excellent Grey Warden.
Am I to be a Grey Warden Keeper?
Yes, Dalen. Your life depends on it.
The Darkspawn taint courses through your veins. That you recovered at all is remarkable. But eventually the taint will sicken and kill you, or worse. The Grey Wardens can prevent that, but it means joining us.
Can't you just give me the cure?
The cure is only found by joining the Grey Wardens. As sole protectors against the Darkspawn, we're granted some immunity to the taint. But this is not charity. We enlist only the worthy, and you have certainly proven yourself. Should you join, it's unlikely you'll ever be able to return here.
Why should we trust him, Keeper?
A great army of Darkspawn gathers in the south. A new blight threatens the land. We cannot outrun this storm. Long ago, the Dalish agreed to aid the Grey Wardens against a blight should that day arrive. We must honor that agreement. It breaks my heart to send you away, as it would to watch you die slowly from this sickness. This is your duty, and your salvation.
Is this the only way?
Who knows what the future holds? Here, our paths diverge. You may never find us again. I cannot express my sadness at sending one of our daughters off into such danger, away from the clan that loves her. But if this is what the creators intend for you, Dalen, meet your destiny with your head held high. No matter where you go, you are Dalish. Never forget that.
Then I accept the privilege.
I welcome you to the Order. It is rare to have a Dalish amongst us, but they have always served with distinction.
I know you'll do your clan proud, Dalen. Take this ring. It is your heritage, and will protect you against the darkness to come.
A valuable gift. So, are you ready to go?
Can I go say goodbye at least?
Of course. Say your farewells, then let us be off. We have much ground to cover.
Come then, Dalen. Before the creators guide you from us, let your clan embrace you one last time.
with that, and I am ending it there. What do you guys think of the Dalish origin story? What themes or story beats do you find interesting? And if you like this episode, hit the like. Do you think I did a poor job? Hit that dislike button. I can see them, don't worry. And if you want to know when the next episode is out, hit that sub and notification button. See you next time with the City Elf Origin.